1-800-449-8255. What would you like to talk about? Welcome to the program.
You're talking about the Bush tax cuts not working, which was a falsehood, and the war's not paid for. In the year 2007, when Bush was the president, the deficit in 2007 was $162 billion, which is 10% of the annual deficit under Obama. In fact, every month, the Obama deficit is greater than the year 2007, the last full year Bush was in the presidency. Well, why don't Republicans talk about this? There is a marked difference between the Bush economic record, which was tepid at best, and the Obama economic record, which is an unmitigated catastrophe. Facts are stubborn things. Facts are not liberal. Facts are not conservative. Facts are not democratic. Facts are not Republican. Facts are not libertarian. Facts exist. For 42 straight months under Barack Hussein Obama, which up to this point is his entire presidency, the unemployment rate has been over 8% for every month of Obama's presidency. In fact, the real unemployment rate is 20% if you take into account those who have left the workforce or rightfully claim they're underemployed. For example, if you have a law degree and you're a bartender, if you have a college degree and you're working at Macy's behind a counter, if you have an advanced degree of one type or another and can't find work, you're part of the so-called underemployed. That is 20%, which is higher than 10 of the 12 years of the Great Depression. How about this factoid? The labor participation rate of American men of all colors, labor participation rate of men, is at the lowest level since 1948. The housing collapse, which is accelerated under Obama, is deeper than at the peak of the Great Depression in 1934, 1935, and 1936. 50 million Americans now receive food stamps, and record numbers are on welfare. Plus, there's about 10 million Americans on so-called disability, which is larger than the population of the majority of the 50 states. 10 million. In fact, in the month of July, more Americans went on disability through SSI than new jobs were created in the American economy. 110 million Americans receive entitlement checks, which is about one of every three Americans. 110 million entitlement checks go out every month. The net worth of the average American is down a whopping 40% under Obama. But the average, this is an incredible number, the average net worth of an African-American adult is under $5,000. It has collapsed 70% under Barack Hussein Obama. Also, for the first time in American history, the U.S. credit rating has been downgraded. And right now, 83% of American doctors are thinking about retiring because of Obamacare and control by government, at the same time that 30 million new patients are about to walk in their door. 83% of physicians say, I've had it, when 30 million new patients are about to show up at their door. The EPA, in attempting to control the coal industry, has now shut down 175 power plants, causing electricity rates to skyrocket. There are at least 60,000 new rules and regulations and mandates under the first 3 years of Barack Hussein Obama. Also, under Obama, we're going to hire thousands and thousands of new IRS agents to harass and intimidate business owners. 3,000 pages of Obamacare contain at least 27 new taxes. 2,000 pages of Dodd-Frank, bringing community banks and Wall Street and private equity and venture capital to a standstill. Talk to community bankers around America, from Alaska to Florida, from Maine to Hawaii, and ask them what Dodd-Frank has done to them. Over 2,000 single-spaced, intricate rules and regulations, the failure of which means you're out of business. You can't hire enough lawyers to tell you exactly what's even being said. That is Dodd-Frank. All of this is done to completely overwhelm the system so that we're on our knees as Americans begging the government to save us. Give us our food stamps. Give us our Section 8 housing. Give us our cheese. Give us our Medicaid. Give us free education. Give us everything that we need as functioning urchins or functioning mushrooms living in the dark-fed crap, because we're incapable of governing our own lives, and we want to kneel before the altar of government, which is what Obama has given us and what Obama will give us in 4 more years when left alone, without having to face the ballot box again. If this record gets him reelected, it will be a joke. And it will occur because of those 110 million Americans who get checks from the government. And I'll tell you some other great factoid. If you go forward the next 25 years, the differential, according to Obama's budget, between revenues and expenditures is $225 trillion that we cannot even comprehend. You heard me correctly. Over the next 25 years, according to Obama, we have a $225 trillion shortfall between taxes collected on one hand and entitlement spending on the other, completely breaking the back of the greatest country on the face of the earth.
You have no idea what's going on around you. This man has turned it into a petty dictatorship. And God forbid Obama wins again, you're going to have a full-blown South American tyranny in this country, as sure as I'm sitting here. It's not just one guy versus the other. It's not just one style versus another. It's disaster versus survival. Period. I only wish Romney would say